Don't scroll. Yes, you. Stay right here for a moment, because God is tugging on your heart through these words. You may think you just happened to land on this message, but heaven knows exactly where you are, and this moment has been placed in front of you on purpose. Your mind might already be drifting, wanting to swipe to something easier, lighter, louder. But pause. Breathe. Let your heart listen before your fingers move again. Because sometimes God whispers exactly when your life is at a crossroads you haven't recognized yet. This is one of those sacred pauses. You are not here because you were searching. You are here because God came searching for you. You are not reading by luck or accident. He has been gently calling your name, nudging your spirit, inviting you to look up from the noise long enough to hear him say, "My child, I am with you. I haven't forgotten you." There are moments in life when heaven leans close, and this is one of them. You don't know how much has been fighting for your attention in the unseen realm. The enemy doesn't always strike with storms and fear. Sometimes he works quietly, pushing you into endless scrolling, constant distraction, and silent exhaustion. Not because he wants to destroy you in one blow, but because he knows he can weaken you slowly, moment by moment. If he keeps you busy enough, tired enough, numb enough, you won't notice you've stopped listening. You won't realize how long it's been since you slowed down to let God speak to you. But God is interrupting the noise right now. He is reaching into your day, into your thoughts, into that quiet ache you dismiss, and he is saying, "Don't miss this moment. I am speaking to you." He sees you, not the version of you that shows up for everyone else, but the version that exists when the doors close and the world goes quiet. He sees the tears you refuse to let fall, the pain you carry with a smile, the nights you lie awake pretending everything is fine. He knows how tired your soul feels, even when your body keeps going. He knows the part of you that wonders if anyone truly understands what you carry or how heavy it gets. And he wants you to know this: you were never carrying it alone. There wasn't a single day he stepped back from you. Not one moment when you were unseen. Even when you felt like prayers floated into the dark and came back unanswered, God heard every word. The silent requests you never spoke out loud, he heard those too. The hopes you buried because disappointment hurt too much, he remembered every one. God has not been ignoring you. Sometimes he is quieter because he is working deeply, not around you, but inside you. Sometimes the silence is preparation, pulling roots out of wounds, shaping strength through struggle, stretching faith through waiting. And though it has hurt, and though it has felt slow, he has never let go of you for a second. You have wondered why others seem to receive breakthrough while you sit still. You have wondered why doors stayed closed when you did everything right. You have wondered why your path felt harder than everyone else's. But God has been protecting you from things you never saw coming. He was steering you away from places you would have settled long before you reached your real purpose. Some doors are blocked because what waits behind them is smaller than what He has planned for you. My child, the enemy fears what God has placed inside you. That is why he fights your attention. That is why life feels heavy in deep places. That is why distractions pull at you the moment your spirit starts to wake up. The enemy does not always need you to walk away from God. He just needs you to delay. He just needs you to say, later. Later becomes tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next month. And slowly you drift. Not because you rejected God, but because you never responded. But God is saying now, not someday. Not when life gets calmer, not when you feel more ready. Now, because grace is moving right here in this moment. You don't have to be perfect to hear Him. You don't have to have answers. You don't need strong faith. You don't need to pretend you're okay. God just needs your heart open, even a little, so He can step in. He knows what broke you. He knows the people who hurt you more deeply than you admit. He knows the trust that shattered, the dreams that faded, the confidence you lost along the way. You think the pain made you weaker, but He has seen how it shaped strength in you, how compassion grew where wounds once were, how perseverance quietly formed in the shadows of your hurt. God does not waste pain. He does not overlook suffering. He does not allow you to walk through the fire without walking beside you. There were nights you thought you wouldn't make it. Yet here you are, still breathing, still hoping, still reaching for something more. That is not accident. That is not luck. That is God keeping you alive when you felt like giving up. Every breath you took when life felt unbearable was proof that heaven had not finished writing your story. You were chosen long before you felt chosen, loved long before you believed you were worthy of love, called long before you had strength to answer. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not too far gone. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are seen. You are pursued. You are held. You are cherished. You are God's. So stay with Him in this moment. Let your heart open. Let your walls soften. Let the weariness you carry loosen its grip. God is not asking you to figure out everything ahead. He is asking you to take the next breath with Him. Don't move away, don't scroll yet. There is something deep God wants to say to your spirit, right here, right now. You may feel that tug again, that quiet pull inside your chest. Don't ignore it. That is not emotion. That is not coincidence. That is the voice of the One who formed you, calling your heart home. God knows you feel tired, not just physically tired, tired in places you don't talk about, tired in ways you don't know how to explain, tired even when you slept 8 hours. The kind of tired that comes from fighting invisible battles for too long, from holding everything together while feeling like you're falling apart on the inside. He says, "You don't have to pretend here. Not with me. I see the weight you've learned to carry silently. I see the questions you tuck under your smile. I see the hopes you're afraid to speak aloud because you're not sure you could handle another disappointment. And I want you to know, I am not disappointed in you. My child, I am the one who held you when you thought no one was coming. I am the one who whispered strength into your spirit on days when the world didn't see you. I am the one who kept your heart beating when anxiety crushed your chest. I am the one who surrounded you with grace when darkness crowded your mind. You have survived seasons that should have broken you. You have endured storms that others never saw. And what you called weakness, heaven calls courage. You learned to stand when you didn't know how to walk. You learned to breathe when it felt hard to exhale. You learned to believe again, even after your faith wavered. And I have been close through every moment, not watching from a distance, but carrying you when your legs couldn't hold you. You think I am asking you to be strong, but I am offering you rest. You think faith is about effort, but real faith begins with surrender. Not surrender to defeat. Surrender to me. Let go of the idea that you must earn my love. Child, you already have it. Let go of the belief that you must fix yourself before coming to me. I want you as you are, not the polished version you show the world. Bring me the scattered pieces of your heart. Bring me the broken trust you don't know how to mend. Bring me the fear of being vulnerable again. Bring me the anger you buried so deeply you forgot it existed. Bring me the dreams you stopped praying because they hurt to look at. I am not intimidated by the mess. I am the one who turns dust into life, ashes into beauty, mistakes into testimony. There were times you whispered prayers with trembling faith. There were days you said nothing at all, but your tears spoke loud enough. There were nights you didn't believe anyone was listening, but I caught every tear. I tucked each one into eternity. None were wasted. The world saw nothing change, but heaven saw everything growing. My child, I was shaping your heart. I was teaching you patience, not to punish you, but to strengthen you. I was forming resilience, the kind you can't learn in comfort. I was deepening your faith, not through miracles alone, but through the moments when you held on with only a thread of hope. You wondered why I didn't rush to remove every obstacle from your path. But sometimes I guide you by clearing the road, and sometimes I guide you by walking with you through it. One day you will see what I was doing. One day you will thank me for every delay that felt like rejection. One day you will understand why the story had to unfold slowly, piece by piece. For now, I need you to do something simple and sacred. Trust me again, not with blind faith, not with perfect confidence, just enough trust to say, God, take the next step with me. You don't need to know how the story ends. You only need to stay with me through the chapter you're in. I know the fears that whisper in your mind late at night. The fears that say nothing will change. The fears that remind you of every failure and try to convince you your best days are behind you. The fears that make you shrink back when I ask you to move forward. But hear my voice above those lies. You are not done. You are not finished. Your story is not over. There is more ahead than behind. You may not feel strong right now. But strength isn't a feeling. It's a gift I place inside you. You may not feel worthy right now, but worthiness is not a mood. It is part of your identity in me. You may not feel chosen, but you are chosen. Chosen in your weakness. Chosen in your struggle. Chosen while still growing. Chosen long before the world knew your name. I am not asking you to move mountains. I am asking you to let me move in you. Let me carry what you cannot. Let me heal what you cannot explain. Let me restore what was stolen. Let me be your refuge when life gets loud. You are allowed to stop trying so hard to be okay. You are allowed to lay the mask down. You are allowed to breathe deep in my presence. And remember, you belong to someone who will never leave you. Stay in this moment. Let your heart answer this invitation. You do not have to fix everything today. You only need to turn toward me. If this message touched your heart, write Amen. Share it so someone else can breathe again, and stay close. Don't scroll. Stay with me for a few more moments. Your spirit is still listening, even if your mind is trying to move on. God isn't finished speaking yet, and something in you knows that these words are reaching places nothing else has touched in a long time. Let your heart stay open. This is holy ground. You may not realize it, but the battle for your life has been stirred around the simple decision of whether you listen or drift away. The enemy is terrified of what happens when you start paying attention to God again. Not because you are perfect, but because once your heart turns toward Him, even slightly, chains begin to loosen. Storms begin to quiet. Old lies begin to break. Purpose begins to wake up. The enemy cannot steal God's love for you, so he tries to steal your focus. He whispers, "You can do this later." He fills your hands with noise, so you never notice the hunger in your soul. He fills your days with survival, so you stop believing for more than just getting by. But God is reclaiming your attention right now for a reason far bigger than you can see. Child, I am not calling you just to believe in me again. I am calling you to walk with me, step by step, through the life I designed for you before the world began. I am calling you to wake up to who you truly are. not who pain tried to shape you into, not who fear convinced you to be, not who the world expects, but who I created you to become. You were not made to live small. You were not made to simply survive your days. You were not placed here to hide behind worry, shame, or disappointment. You were created with purpose, woven into every fiber of your being. You were born with eternity written in your veins. And even if you feel like you have wasted years, missed opportunities, or broken every good thing God gave you, hear this clearly. I restore time. I rebuild what was lost. I resurrect what others buried. What you thought was over, I can breathe life into again. Nothing is too broken for me, and you are not too late. I know how hard it has been for you to hope. Life trained you to lower your expectations so your heart wouldn't break again. You learned to tell yourself, maybe I'm fine like this, even when something deeper knew you weren't. But I did not put you on this earth just to settle. There is a calling whispering inside you that you have tried to silence because it feels too heavy to carry alone. You don't have to carry it alone. Walk with me. Let me carry the weight of what I've placed inside you. My plans for you are bigger than your pain, but they pass through it. My purpose for you is greater than your trials, but they prepare you for it. What you survived was not random. Every season trained something in you the future will require. Wisdom, patience, compassion, resilience, depth, discernment, faith with roots. The enemy fought so hard because he saw what I put inside you long before you did. He saw potential wrapped in your spirit. He saw a future where you would rise and help others find me. He saw the ripple your life could make. He feared what you would become if you ever realized whose you are. You may feel ordinary now, but heaven sees royalty. You may feel small, but grace sees destiny. You may feel unseen, but I call you chosen. When I look at you, I see the child I crafted with intention, the child I love more fiercely than words can hold. You wonder if you have enough faith to begin again. Let me tell you a secret. You don't need a mountain of faith. You only need a mustard seed, and even that seed grows because I water it. You are not walking toward a God who is far. You are walking with a God who has been beside you all along. This moment is not about pressure. It is an invitation. Not to religion, not to rules, not to earning approval, but to relationship, to rest, to peace that finally makes sense, to purpose that wakes you up in the morning and holds you at night. I am asking you to say yes to my presence, yes to healing, yes to hope again, yes to letting me into the places you have kept locked for too long, yes to letting go of what has weighed you down, yes to stepping forward even if your knees shake. Everything changes with a yes. You won't transform overnight. You won't suddenly feel perfect or fearless. but you will begin to grow. You will begin to breathe differently. You will begin to see me in the ordinary details of your days. Little by little, light floods the darkness. Step by step, what was heavy begins to lift. Moment by moment, the future you thought you lost begins to take shape again. And I promise you this, if you stay close to me, you will look back one day and barely recognize the person who almost quit. You are my child. I delight in you. I am with you in every valley and on every mountaintop. I do not leave when you struggle. I do not walk away when you fall. I lift you, guide you, strengthen you, and love you without limits. So breathe. Let peace settle in your bones. Let your soul unclench. You don't have to figure out everything today. Just don't walk away from this moment unchanged. If God touched your heart through these words, whisper Amen with your spirit, or type it so others find courage. Share this message with someone who needs a reminder of hope, and stay blessed always. He's not done with you yet.